So are you too old to be selling real estate anymore? That's going to be our topic today. Welcome to today's morning meeting. I'm Greg Luther, the one guy that meets with you every single day to help you in growing your business. And I've been talking to a couple of agents here recently, and their big concern is, can I really do this? Am I too old for this? Is technology passing me by? Let me tell you their ages first and foremost. One was 77, the other one was 87 years old. Recently had one at our event that was 88. They aren't spring chickens. They're selling a lot of real estate once they figure out exactly what to do. I want you to feel better about yourself when I tell you this. Most recent stat that I saw showed that the average realtor in America is 56 years old. Now, I don't know how updated that is, but the average is 56, which means some are 46, some are 66, and then everything that stretches in between. But look, you're only as old as you act. We already know that you could be a great agent. You've been selling for 30 or 40 years, but the new technologies that come out, they're not really technologies. It's just a new website or something. Everything's pretty much point and click anymore. You don't need to have a degree or learn how to do HTML code or any of that stuff. It's pretty much clicking some buttons. But for a lot of agents, we bury our head in the sand. We don't want to learn new things. So then we start to think, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Or maybe these young punks that are getting their license at 21 years old and create a YouTube channel and a Facebook page, and they're getting all these followers and they're doing it. Well, all you got to do is click a couple buttons. It's not that hard to do. I want to show you something today because trust me, no matter how old you are, you can do very well in real estate if you learn some of the basics. I don't need you to get out of your comfort zone. You don't have to learn all kinds of technological stuff in order to become successful. But let me share something with you. I'm going to share my screen here because I want you to see this. This will be very helpful for you, particularly those of you that are Inner Circle coaching members with us. I'm going to show you our page. And what I want you to specifically look at, this is the Greg Luther coaching page here. So when you log in, you can go down to Facebook Riches. And the reason I want to show you this, when you open that up, as you know, each one of these, there's just tons of modules available for you. But this walks you through step by step by step, 6 or 7 modules, very simple to do, to start generating immediate revenue for yourself by running ads in your marketplace with offers that you probably already have. You're just not promoting it to the public. So all you have to do is follow that step by step, so you can start generating business and you no longer wonder, am I too old? Am I too young? Am I too ugly? Is everybody else prettier? Are they making more? Are they having more closings than me? What if someone asks how many deals I've had? All of these excuses you're making for yourself, you just got to get trained up on the right thing to do. And look, if you consider yourself an old dog, you got to learn new tricks, right? That's all there is to it. Like if you've been selling for 30 years, like when I first got licensed myself, it's been 24, 25 years ago now. When I first got licensed, we had MLS books. They used to come into the office and we'd be like, write down your phone number, or I'm not going to flip the page. Write down what you're looking for, or I'm not going to flip the page. Like you totally controlled the MLS. And if you've been around for a long time, you know that that's the case. Well, as the market has changed, if you didn't change, you became a dinosaur realtor. That's true if you were 18 years old at the time and now you're in your late 20s or early 30s. You're a dinosaur realtor because of the actions you're taking, not because of your age. Your age doesn't matter. If you're 99.9 years old, your birthday's tomorrow, you're going to be 3 digits. Go through the training, implement the stuff. You got leads by tomorrow. Try and get quick closings. I don't know how much longer you're going to live if you're 100, but we got to get you some closings quick. For a lot of these agents, you know, I do these one-on-ones with them, and they're in their 60s or 70s or even 80s. And I'm like, man, I wish you and I were working really close one-on-one 5 years ago. You'd be retired right now. Like we'd have a significant net worth. You might be able to get yourself to $1 million, $2 million in additional revenue, and you'd be retired at this point. But the best next best time to start right now. Let's do it right now. Let's at least get these basics down for you. So many agents worry about my area, my competition, my age, what car I drive, the experience I have, the brokerage that I'm with. None of that stuff matters. Your marketing campaign is what matters. You are a great agent. It's very rare that I come across anybody that's actually looking to grow their business that's not honest, ethical, and moral in every single way that they can be. Those other ones, they usually leave the business pretty daggone quickly. I know you've co-opted with some of them, but those that are moral, honest, ethical, they're trying to do the right thing, they're trying to get better, I find they're already great agents. They just have to get better at marketing. So all of the tools I provide for you as an Inner Circle member, you don't have to consume everything. I want you to consume a couple of little modules today, put it in place today, have some appointments tomorrow, and say, holy crap, this is working. And then when I say, oh, you got 3 more deals in contract, how'd that happen? Ran ads on Facebook, running free ads on Marketplace, like all of these things that you had no idea how to do. That's why you get trained up on this stuff. Or you can bury your head in the sand and you can say, oh, I've been doing this 30 years. They can't teach me anything. Maybe that's what the problem is with the production. Maybe you're trying to do what used to work way back in the day. I recently had our coaching conference where we had over 500 of our members in attendance. And we were talking a lot about what you believe to be true. And I asked them, like, picture in your head right now, what color is a stop sign? And everybody screams, red, it's red. And some were like, well, red, but it's got white on it too. I'm like, yeah, obviously you've been driving forever. Look how long you've been driving. So you've seen what? 100,000 stop signs? I know you've seen thousands. You've seen tons of them, right? Okay, next. What color is a yield sign? And everybody's like, oh, it's yellow. No. There has not been a yellow yield sign in America since 1984. They quit installing them in the 70s. The last one was pulled off the road in Missouri in 1984. There is no such thing, not even where you live. There is no such thing as a yellow yield sign. It does not exist. Let me show you here. Because I know you're like, wait a minute, Greg, that can't be true. I'm telling you, that's the case. There is no such thing as a yellow yield sign. Let me share my screen here and show you. So you believe it to be this, and you're welcome to go to Google because Google will teach you anything you want to know. They were all, the last one was pulled in America and the United States in 1984. This is what you see everywhere now. And you have seen hundreds of thousands of these, but what you believe to be true in your mind is there's a yellow yield sign. And I'm telling you, that yellow one looks familiar to you. I'm telling you, you are convinced that in your area, they actually are still there. And I'm telling you, there hasn't been one since 1984. Now, they were still in your class books, your booklets when you were trying to get your driver's license and that type of thing. But point of this story is what you believe to be true has likely changed at least 5 or 6 times since that point, right? So like for you, if I showed you an old $100 bill, not an old $100 bill, but an old $100 bill. You remember what those look like, right? With the little 100 on them. If I showed it to someone that's 35 years old today, they'd say that's counterfeit. There's never been a $100 bill that looks like that because they haven't been around long enough. They believe the new stuff to be true. You believe the old stuff to be true. What you need to know is what's working today. You are a great agent. You can become a dinosaur realtor, think through starvation. You can become a dinosaur realtor if you're in your 30s, if you're in your 40s, if you're in your 50s, your 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. It's going to happen by what you do every day, by what you decide this is how real estate works. No, if we go with what's working now, we get your business growing, you're going to do far, far better. I want you to log into the member site. I want you to go through some of this basic training. If you just look at foundational model, if you just go into the foundational model training, you will see a huge difference on where you're going with your business. Let me show you a couple of things here. This can help you tremendously. If you start to, many of you know, when I have you join Inner Circle, I say, look, you need to get an appointment today before the sun goes down. Welcome to the program. You literally signed up an hour ago. I want you to get an appointment today, meaning you're sitting at a kitchen table with a home seller. There's like, oh, you can't do it. That's impossible. How would you even get your mark? Every single time we do it. That is proof that a program can work for you. So what we do is, here, let me share my screen and I'll show you. Share screen. What we do is when you go down here to foundational model, these are all alphabetical here pretty much. So if you go down to foundational model, these modules right here, go through these training modules and you have everything that you need to go out and get appointments right now. Everything that you need. So I want you to go through this. If for some reason you're not a member with us, do me a favor, please. in the video description of the, let me unshare my screen here. In the video description of this video here, open up the video description box under here, and I want you to click on that video, getfastclosings.com. Let's get you making money. Let's get you out on an appointment today. But I don't want you to think you're too old, you haven't been doing it long enough, you're too new in the business, you're too old in the business, there's too much competition, people are going to ask if you've ever done this before. All of this bullshit that you tell yourself, it's because you're not ready, willing, and able. You're not prepared and know exactly what to do to go out and get you an appointment today. That's what I teach. So the reason I meet with you every single day, I have a phenomenal week laid out. Look how elaborate I am with this. I have a phenomenal week laid out where every single day this week, I'm going to be giving you a morning meeting to show you how to adjust your business. Make sure you're following this channel here and you ring the bell. Turn on notifications. Follow this channel right now, because tomorrow I got an awesome topic for you. The next day, I've got another great topic for you to help you in growing your business. You got to be following this page. But if for some reason you are not a member, I want you to click right here and follow the channel. But look, it has nothing to do with your age. It has to do with what you do on a daily basis. What you do on a daily basis. If you've been around long enough to remember MLS books, or you've heard of MLS books and the way we used to do it, man, it was actually awesome because we controlled the market. You want to talk about real estate, you want to buy a house, you have to come to my office. And we only have one office book, so you have to schedule an appointment. And if you miss your appointment, you don't get to find out what's on the market. You just have to go through open houses. That's how it used to work. If you've been around that long or you've heard of that before, in the comments here, I want you to type in MLS book. I want to see who's been around long enough to remember MLS books. This was literally before internet. I remember we had MLS books, and then they put the MLS on floppy drives. So every Friday we would get a floppy drive we would put into our computer, and that showed us all the new ones. We were like, oh, look at this. And we would learn how to scroll through, and we didn't have to have the paper. So then multiple people could have floppy disk. That was like new age real estate. Now, the guy that was still saying, I like the old MLS book, he became a dinosaur realtor. He didn't want to learn about floppies. Then he didn't want to learn about CDs. Then he didn't want to learn about realtor.com and how it got syndicated. And they took all our shit and sold it back to us and started making more money off of us and all the mess that happened with all that stuff. But then Zillow and everything else that happened, Facebook, all of the tools that are used now, you think it's beating you. You think it's holding you back, but it's actually making agents money all over the United States. If you've been around for a while, type in MLS book. I'm Greg Luther. I'll talk to you soon. Check out the video description, and bye-bye for now.